I take great gratitude for all the people who have decided to join today, because it is wonderful to see that there's people who want to join every week, and it's lovely to see you guys. Just remember that, like, that I cherish you all because you're so sweet. But then also, like, maybe I'm really sweet too because I'm going on the stage and talking about something that, like, for a big group of people, 4 people in the audience and 1 person on the stream. But yeah. Yeah, how are you guys doing? Are you guys having a good day today? A happy day? Yeah.
Very happy day.
It's not
Very
bad.
happy day. It's not bad? That's nice to hear.
Oh no.
So that's what we're gonna dive deep today in, is about your experience about today. How have you been today? But mostly on the aspect of, have you had a happy day today? For the people who have had a happy day, you guys can just like use the emojis on VRChat too, if you don't want to speak up. But if you haven't had a bad, like somewhat happy day, then you can just like say something neutral. Let's see, question mark. But if you have had a bad day, then you can also say bad too. Yeah, it's kind of Wow. But it's wonderful to see that at least in the audience today, it seems like that there is not anyone who is having a bad day today. Like, just being like, I didn't experience any kind of happiness today. Or is there people in the audience who didn't experience any kind of happiness today? It's okay if you don't want to answer also. It's kind of asking always like quite personal questions over here, because some people might find it quite uncomfortable. But damn, I think my house of cards like completely broke, because like I was supposed to have someone to say I have a very bad day today. But it seems that people are still having somewhat a good day. So for the people who are having a good day, especially having happy moments today, I would like to ask more deeply about it. That what specifically about today made you happy? Is it okay if I ask you, Panda?
Yeah, okay. Well, today I had a very happy day because I had so many good things going on. Like when I woke up, like I'm right now in my brother's place, and he's a great guy. We had fun chatting, and it's like I was very happy that like when I went outside to go to work, I went 1 hour earlier than usual and enjoyed the weather because it was a very, very beautiful day.
You went 1 hour before work to work? Like early to work?
Like, I mean, I went 1 hour before work. I went for a walk, basically. Like, I took a longer road to the bus stop and walked a bit before working.
Damn, I thought like, you meant that you went to work like 1 hour early and just like, I'm gonna do 1 extra hour of work. I would be like, damn. That's one productive person. There we go. I just lost my notes. So I can't find them. But would you say that you spending time with your brother made you happy, and then also just going on the walk too?
Yeah, like small happy things.
Yeah. How about conscious? Did you have any kind of happy feelings today?
Yeah, I just woke up, so a little bit ago. It's not,
Oh, well, okay.
can't get any worse than that, you know.
The last 24 hours, if you don't mind me asking.
Okay, so yeah, yesterday, it was
Mm.
good. I was just at home cleaning, pretty much.
Mm,
Cleaning
mm,
up my
mm.
place, doing dishes, the usual.
But do you uh, like? How do you say? Did you have any kind of feelings of like happiness within those moments of like just cleaning itself, or did you just like do it like
It was more neutral. I
yeah,
mean,
neutral,
it was
nothing
more
happening
neutral.
really? Mm, 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 mm.
Not
But
even good or bad. It's
mm, but when you're having a neutral experience within a normal daily experience, do you consider it somewhat wanted or unwanted, or do you have any kind of strong feelings about it at all?
not really. It's just cleaning. I'm not really, you know.
Mm,
I just know it needs to be done.
mm, mm. Mm. How about Sonear, if you don't mind me asking? Did you have a good day today? Mm-hmm. Nod, nod. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Aw. But did the spend time with your loved ones make you feel much more happier? Mm-mm. Mm. How about Royal? Did you have a somewhat neutral day today? I know I don't like the seats because you cannot really see on the back if someone is talking behind you. It should be like
Yeah, I
a
didn't notice that.
yeah, yeah. It should be like an auditorium or something like that. Mm. Oh, well, that's great to hear. Damn, it's so wonderful to see that like all the people over here, like or the people who join in general, like all these talks, like they always doing so good. It's always like so hard to find people who are like actually struggling, because like I think the people who are actually struggling, they don't join these things because but if you just join these kind of, like, it doesn't matter what kind of community itself, but at least some kind of community where people are trying to improve, like you're already yourself improving too. um mm, but let me ask you guys about the fact that, like, about things that make you guys happy in life, is that um what did you guys have to achieve to usually find this kind of emotion of happiness itself? Did you have to get a degree? Did you have to get X amount of money? Some kind of condition or something like that? Do you mind if I ask you,
This
Panda?
just happens.
Just
It's
happens.
like kind of randomly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know. There's so many small things that I like that makes me so easily happy. Like I'm very easily entertained, so said. So it's I don't
Damn.
know.
It's like one of those
Oh yeah.
children who, like,
Yeah.
you can just take your keys and just wiggle them around and they will be happy already.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Um, hmm. Do you consider that that you gained this by random chance, or did someone teach you this, or did you have to get a PhD for appreciating random small little things in life, or how did you achieve this kind of happiness where you just enjoy small little parts of life?
I guess it's just since I was kid, because every time like I had like good time and I was happy, it kind of
Hmm.
affect like people around me, and that made me even more happy. And I guess I'm just like very addicted to happiness in like general. So I guess it
Aw.
just like comes naturally to me. Like, okay, if I'm feeling sad, of course, then I'm far away from that
Mm.
happiness. But
Mm,
but yeah,
mm, mm.
like it doesn't really come on command for me.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, but if we dive into a mystery of itself, like there are a lot of people who like strive for happiness and they try to do XYZ things like in the external world, like for example get a degree or get a house or get into a relationship or something like that just to be happy. But if you guys are already happy, like what makes the difference between the people who are not happy and the people who are already happy? Do you guys have any kind of thoughts on that? How about your conscious? Do you have any kind of
Wait, what happened?
hypothesis about like what's the difference between people who are happy and are not happy?
I'd say generally just how they feel, you know? Because when you're happy, you're not like tense or anything, and you're not wasting energy. But when you're all upset all the time, kind of just feel tired all the time.
How about Sonia? Do you think that there's any kind of like thoughts that you might come up with, like what's the difference between people who are happy and who are not happy? What makes the difference? What's the secret ingredient? That's quite something that I would say to myself too. Living in the present. That's what they say in the what is it called? VRChat, for people who are in the stream who cannot see. But why do you think living in the present makes you happy? Why not in the future or in the past or in some kind of idea or something like that? Why the present? It might be complicated to explain.
That's very, very complicated.
No envy or anticipation. Yes. Makes you think. But maybe for people also that's can be something that you can also ponder about, like what about the present moment makes people happy? How about Royal? Do you have any kind of thoughts about the fact that like what makes people happy, and what's the difference between happy people and the people who are not happy? If you don't mind me asking you. Yeah, but it can be a guess, you know? Everyone's free to guess. And then people are too afraid to guess because what if I get it wrong? But that's the point about guessing it. But the people who start saying that, like, you know, you're so bad because you guessed, it's... I think living in the present helps being happy a lot and enjoying the little things. Yes, so about the little things and being present has been already quite occurred. But let me point out some of my own notes about this topic itself. And I would say that this quote spoke a lot to me, that happiness never comes to those who fail to appreciate what they already have. So when we're talking about the little things that you can experience in your daily basis, they're the things that you already have. But when you appreciate these small little things, you are training your mind in a skillful way or in an unskillful way if you're not mindful about it. But it can be just coincidence that you're just making you happy by chance. But when you appreciate the small little things in life that's just happening in the present moment, you appreciate the things that you already have. Because if you do not appreciate what you already have, then you start having the idea that something has to change for you to be happy. But happiness is always unconditional, just like love too, the purest form of love itself. that there's no conditions to meet to find that. Happiness is the same way too, that you don't need to get a degree, you do not need to get an XYZ. There's no kind of conditions, like, checkbox things. Like, no matter who you are, where you are, and how you're living your life, you can just find happiness within that. And it is done, the appreciation can only be done in the present moment. It's not in the future or in the past. It's not like you're going to graduate, let's say, in a year, and then you're going to be like, okay, I'm so happy that I graduated. You're like thinking about the future. You're already like somewhere, but it's not here. Or then like something that happened in the past. You can of course take gratitude in the fact that like something that you did, and you take glory and you take pride within the fact that like you did something that you always dreamed to do, and then you finally did it. But you can only experience that emotion too in the very present moment itself, because you cannot experience emotions in the future or in the past. There's entirely like a debate about in the Buddhist schools about, does the future and the past even exist in the first place? And that's why like some monks even say that like, it's like actually like completely like impossible to experience happiness in the future or in the past, because like those don't even exist in the first place. But some monks say that there are actually like physical locations where you could actually be, but it's still like a philosophical debate. But it's something that it's debated on the highest levels of stuff that doesn't really like matter in itself, like when we are talking about happiness, because like, bro, it's very simple. You if you hear and you can feel thingy in your leggy, and then you're like, wow, I have a leggy, nice. And then you're like, wow, I have leggies, that's very cool. And that's it. Like appreciating the small little things, like for example, it's just the fact that you can even walk itself. That's like the really thing that like makes people find happiness itself when people go into accidents, for example. Like some people who experience like accidents where they actually have to like they lose their capability to walk. These kind of accidents can cause people to feel like severe suffering itself in their mind. But then there's some people who actually feel much more happier being in the wheelchair than the time before that. And the difference between those people who are not happy and the people who are happy are the people that the things that the happy people say is that they start appreciating life itself even more. Because yes, they cannot walk anymore, but they had a chance to die and lose everything, but they can still like be within life itself and experience all kinds of things in life and still participate within the loved ones' lives. So sometimes these really near-death experiences can actually make people really happy. I'm gonna cause you guys a near-death experience really soon. There's gonna be a car coming right now. And then I'm gonna make everyone happy. But it's like a skill itself, like like people who are not really satisfied and not really happy with the present moment itself, like I would say that it's not a coincidence. They're just like training a skill where they try to find the happiness within certain conditions themselves. Like for example, people who really strive for a career or something like that you need to have some kind of title or something like that, and that's when you find happiness. Or when you live in a XYZ place in an apartment, and then you have something like that. You're just training your mind in a different way. It can, like, if your meaning in life is that you become the most productive person in society, or do you make the most amount of money, then for sure, like, those can be quite good approaches. But when it comes to rest of the stuff, it's quite unstable in the long term. I wrote something really cool, but guess who forgot it? And then also have dyslexia, so if I read and talk at the same time, I have issues. I usually just draw pictures themselves. And that's how I passed my history exams a long time ago. I just draw pictures on my notebooks, and like then here's a stick figure, and this stick figure is with this stick figure, and like I'm like, wow. But so I would say that happiness itself is not discovered. It's not like really found anywhere. I would say that happiness itself like is always with you, no matter where you are, but you have been put into a place where you cannot find it anymore. So it's kind of like untraining the mind to be not happy anymore. Because like if you think about children, right, like really young children who are like below 7 years old, like it doesn't really, they are present, and then they're appreciating the really present moment itself, and they're all the small little things, and then it doesn't take a lot for them to be happy. But then something happens within their life that makes them like feel like less happy. And I would say that like training the mind to see where that itself comes from. I don't know if you guys have any kind of stories where you were trained that in this kind of scenario you find happiness. At least it was for me. For me, it was that you had to be in a loving relationship always, and if you were alone, you will never be happy. That's what I thought. At least like I learned from living life as a teenager, that if I was completely alone, I would never find happiness. But here I am, just alone and happy at the same time. Do you guys have any kind of like things that you guys believed that you had to be how to do in life to be happy? Do you conscious do you have any kind of stories? If you don't mind me asking you.
No, I don't think I do.
You never had any
Very
kind of
plain.
concepts like, you know, that you had to do this to be happy in your life?
Oh, I do the best. Yeah, I've had those concepts where you just work really hard.
Damn. Man's already at Zen. Not having like too many thoughts about like that kind of stuff. How about Sonear? Do you have any kind of like memories of your past where you had an idea that you had to achieve to be happy? Oh wow. Ooh. What happened with my leg? It seems that I was not the only person. Something happened with my leg. Anyways, how about Real? Do you have any kind of thoughts? Any kind of memories? Hello. You're free to join if you want to. But that was one of the biggest things for me, at least, like relationship stuff. And that's also quite a lot of for other people too. So I know I'm not alone with that. Oh, so you still still worrying about the fact that if you don't write a book or make an animation, that people, the people that you love won't have long-lasting happiness. Oh, yeah. But you maybe you have maybe seen that like that you do not need to make those things to be appreciated, because you already have those people within your life itself. But of course it would be a cherry on the top of the cake itself, but it's not the cake itself, because the cake is your cake. Damn, look at that cake. Mm-mm. Yeah, but those ideas can also occur like later on too. So like if you just experience and live life, like they can come across like later on too. So Max, we were talking about happiness itself and like experiencing happiness and so on, and I was thinking that, do you have any kind of experiences in life where you had something that you believed that you had to achieve to be happy, but nowadays you don't believe it in that?
Uh,
It's a complicated
oh,
question.
that's a good question. Yeah,
Mm,
it's a complicated one.
mm,
It's also so it was more of my reasoning why I made music or why I made my videos or why I do YouTube.
mm,
For me, it was more like I wanted to show the people that weren't really fan of me to show them that I can actually do it, and that reasoning in it of itself was more like I felt more like a fight rather than actually loving what I'm doing and loving what I'm trying to do. So
mm,
I had to, um, focus on myself, focus on my personal growth, and I finally realized why I'm doing the things I'm doing, and
mm.
yeah, there you go.
What made you realize it, if you don't mind me asking?
So, as I was reading about personal growth and more about myself, it was more like, yeah, those people, like, you should do things that make you happy as yourself, as a human being, and not from outside sources, because it comes from within. Your happiness comes from within, not from the people outside or not from, anybody else. And that made me realize, like, yeah, what I want to do is, personally, I want to make the world a better place and a happier place. And so, that I can show people that, yeah, the world can be brutal. The world is brutal,
Yeah, yeah,
but it
for
can also
sure.
be, yeah, the world can also be an extremely beautiful place and a very, very happy place with a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And
there
just
you go.
know that if you make yourself beautiful and if you make yourself happy, the world already becomes more happy and more beautiful because you yourself put more value in
Exactly.
this world itself. Yes, and also for the people around you.
Exactly.
There we go. Amen.
Yes.
It is always already like 30, so I say subscribe and hit the bell notification and like button. Very nice. Yes, yes, for YouTube. Thumbs up from the chat too. Yeah, yeah. And we will go with guided meditation.